What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Team Solemn Circus deck profile. Today we're going over a brand new deck. We're going over Chimera, Illusionist, whatever you guys want to call it. You know, this is a little bit of a combination. It's not the heavy branded one that you guys are that I've been testing out. It's a little bit more just focused on the illusion stuff, which is a new archetype, or I guess a new type that has come out in the newest set, Duelist Nexus. I'm very excited to see what other stuff they come out with it. I think it's really cool. It's like an off-brand spellcasters, kind of like how worms were for dragons. But super cool. I like how the art looks so far. This is a retrain of the Chimera of the Mystical Beasts from way back in the day. If you guys know Yugi from the classic Yu-Gi-Oh series, you guys definitely know these ones. Before we dive in, over to like, comment, subscribe. If this video gets to 50 likes, we'll do a combo video featuring this stuff. This deck can do some absolutely cool stuff. I'm talking like 7-card hands going plus like 9 in your turn, and then popping and going plus with Chimera and Chimera, which is like the big feature of this deck. But yeah. So we're starting off with 3 of the Gazelle, the King of the Mystical Claws. I want to say Mystical Beasts there. This card, absolutely beautiful. I want to mention, by the way, they did an amazing job on the illusion stuff. Viewing that swirl in the background really looks nice. This is on any of your normal summon. When it's normal special summoned out, I'll bring it up to the camera for you guys. You can add a level 5 or higher Fiend or Chimera Fusion, which is absolutely insane. Chimera Fusion being like the starter of this deck from your deck to your hand. If sent to the graveyard for a fusion material, you can add one illusion monster from your deck to your hand. There's not that many illusion monsters right now in the game. I think there's only like 4. But as sets keep releasing, as we saw with Cybursts, this card will be more and more powerful. It's just a very good generic normal summon for the deck. Then we are playing for the Illusionist. We're playing 3 of the Mystical Mirror Swordsman. Now this card is the first Illusionist of our deck here. It says if this card battles, neither can be destroyed by that battle. This is a generic thing in a lot of the Illusionist stuff, so I want to point that out for you guys. And you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. Quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon 1 from your deck that mentions Chimera Fusion except itself. Then this card, when a monster your opponent controls activates effects while you control the Chimera or the foot of the Flying Mystical Beast, you can banish this card from the field or the graveyard, which is important, having this in the graveyard and negating that effect. And I believe this acts as the Chimera on the field, so important that you have a sort of a negate with this. Very nice, being able to tag out and then having a negate in the graveyard. Super cool. Then we are on one of the favorite cards I like. We're on the Cornfield Qualt. This card being a common makes me sad. It should have been a super rare. Looks absolutely sick. But yeah, another Illusionist here we see. If this card, just want to focus here. If this card battles, once again, neither cards can be destroyed by battle. You only activate the following effect once per turn. You can discard this card, add one monster that mentions Chimera Fusion in its text to your deck to your hand, except itself. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card while you control Chimera, the Flying Mystical Beast, quick effect, you can banish a card from your field or graveyard, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. So dodging an imperm is absolutely sick, and it's also, being a negate as well. Lots of cards target. That is very good, this format. So it's good that we see this kind of stuff. And it's good that they have both effects in graveyard and on field, because you run a fusion summon, they're using them a lot, or if they have them on field, being able to dump it. As you guys can see, all these cards add, so it's important that you guys know that Droll hits this deck a lot. Then for the level 5, we are playing the Big Winged Bephomet. This is your soft brick of the deck. Not another Illusionist. It's a Fiend here. If this card is normal special summoned, you can add one level 4 Beast Warrior or Chimera or one Chimera Fusion from your deck to your hand. Also, you can special summon from your extra deck except fusion monsters. This is one of the 2 cards that locks you. You also have Brand of Fusion in the deck that locks you out of fusion summoning, which is important. If this card is sent to the graveyard for a fusion material, you can target one illusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and you can only activate the effect once per turn. So there is this brick, and you can also run the Illusion Magician, but we're not playing that card because it's kind of bad. So we're only playing 2 of these. This is a very, very low budget deck as well for you guys, which I think is super sick. To continue, I guess, for the engine, we are also on the 2 Albaz. I saw a lot of builds online doing only 1 Albaz. I completely disagree with that. I think 2 Albaz is just a staple. We see Runic running around as well as Kashtira. Being able to banish, if they end up banishing your Albaz, you're pretty much sitting in the water. So you want to be able to just either have a normal summon of it activate the effect, pitching one of these, or any other card, being able to fusion summon going second is never too bad, as well as having it in your deck and in your grave for the Rinbrum. Then we are also on the 2 Edgem Chain. This deck loves fusion summoning. Edge Chain loves getting continuous. So being able to search Fright for Patchwork off this and Flashback, being able to search Edge Chain just feels absolutely nice. That's why we play this card. If you guys knew the old Despia days, you'd understand. If not, well, you're in luck. You're about to draw a lot. Then we're on the 2 Magnemut as well as the 1 Druid Worm to round off our main monsters that are not hand traps. These are a little bit important because they also have the effect of summoning themselves out from the field, or you can always keep them in hand as well. So, they're never truly dead for your Guardian Chimeras. As well, being able to search for a Druid Worm, having more follow-up never hurts. And the Magnum and the Bestials are not bad this format as well. Going into Dune, it's actually a little bit worse due to the fact that, there's not that many light and dark decks. We're going to be seeing some fire decks as well with the new stuff of, the Rescue Ace as well as Solemn Great and other stuff getting upgraded from the fire decks. But now for the hand traps, we are playing Ash. This is super generic. Due to the fact that you're playing Chimera and you're wanting to be fusion summoning a lot, Guardian Chimera, you want to be able to draw into cards that do stuff. And unfortunately, being able to draw into Ash Blossoms, whether it's not a high impact hand trap, it's still great to have, and you can just draw it, as well as it being a monster you can use if you have double of it in the hand. And the same goes for the effect failure here, which is just like the 2 generic ones that affect most decks. So that's why we're playing it. You can't really play any board breakers, unfortunately, because most of them are not monsters. You could play Nib as well as Karikura, but unfortunately we're not playing that in this. This is just a very budget version. If you don't have these 2 cards, well, definitely should get them. They're sick. That rounds off the monsters. Now for the spells, we're on the star of the show, not Brand New Fusion, but Chimera Fusion. This card looks absolutely amazing, as well as is very, very good. So during the main phase, you can fusion summon 1 monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including a beast or fiend monster. During your main phase, you have the card in your graveyard, and you have the Chimera Mystical Beast in your field or your graveyard. You can activate one of the effects. Add this card to your hand or banish this card, especially when Gazelle, King of the Mystical Beast, and Baphomet from your deck or graveyard. You only use the once of the effects once per turn. So this card recurs itself, which is absolutely incredible because normally you fuse into this, and this is the name of it, and then you just add it back, and it's just crazy. Then we're also on the Branded Fusion. Not much to say. Everyone knows this card. Ash Bait as well, which is very nice. Then we're also on the 2 Fright for Patchworks. You could play 3 of it. I've never been a big fan of 3. And then we're on the 2 Polymerization because, you are able to search it with this, and Polymerization is just absolutely crazy. To round off our fusion stuff, we are on the 3 Super Poly. I think Super Poly is very interesting in this format. It's very good because you can't respond to it, as well as, you are playing a fusion deck. So, being able to set this card, and when you draw so many cards, you're going to have doubles. If you have another Patchwork and you can't activate it, you're able to discard it off this, and it's essentially free. And then you're able to fusion summon it using 2 of your monsters' 2 of your opponent's crazy cards. And for the final 3 cards, we are on the 3 Impermanents. I wasn't sure what I wanted to put in this deck. I was thinking Nibiru's, which this could possibly be over this, or it could be like Gamma Seal or anything else. But I chose Impermanence because it's just generic and does not play in the TTT, which is very, very common in this format. Now diving into the extra deck, we are going to be showing off some of the new cards from Dune. So we are playing the 2 Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts. This card is your main fusion monster. So this card, absolutely crazy. The retrained of the mythical beast there, the King of the Mystical Beast, I should say. It says this card becomes Chimera, the flying mystical beast, while on the field or in your graveyard. Not in Banish Zone, by the way. You can activate the effect of the following card once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can activate this effect. Send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard during the end phase of this turn. During our opponent's turn, quick effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 beast, fiend, or illusion monster graveyard, special summon it out. This card's a nice little hand rip that you gotta activate to hit during your opponent's end phase, which is nice because if they end up hand trapping you, you're actually going to be chipping them down. Yes, you're going to be eating the hand trap, but still nicer to hit, those engine cards at the end of the day. Then we are on the 1 copy of Chimera, the Illusional Beast. This card is probably one of my favorite arts of the Dune set. It needs the Flying Mythical Beast as well as 1 Illusion Monster. So this card can attack. It's this one that attacks a bunch of times. So it's one of the Illusion Monsters, so, It also becomes the Chimera while it's on the face-up field or in the graveyard. It can attack each monster's number of time each battle phase up to the number of materials used for this card. If this card battles a monster, it can't be destroyed by battle, and neither can it. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can change one monster attack to 0 and then negate its effects. And that is a permanent negate, so very nice. When you're able to boost this up with Lubellion, something like that, being able to shuffle them back and getting that multiple negates, it's very, very free. And then we have our 2 Chimeras. Big shout outs to my branded deck for this Chimera. I love this card. This card is the star of the show. Pop 2, draw 1, or pop 1, draw 2. This card, absolutely crazy. You're playing Polymerization, so it can't be targeted again, and 33 is huge. Then we are playing the branded stuff, so obviously we are going to be playing the 2 Mirror Jade. Have to flex my Starlights, love them so much. Shout out to Simon for the other one. All the way on the West Coast, I pulled one, he pulled one. West Coast, East Coast comes together. Then we have the 1 Lubellion. You're playing branded, you want to be able to shuffle it back. Being able to shuffling back this during the mid game is absolutely insane. Or I guess shuffling this back to make this able to attack a bunch of boards, and then negating the effects is just nice. The 1 Albion, same thing with Lubellion. Then this card here is actually different. This card is one of your starters with Branded Fusion because you're able to dump. You're able to dump this card here with the Gazelle, and then you're immediately able to plus. You're going to get the effects, being able to search. Just absolutely crazy, and it's not a bad card at all. Then we're also on the 1 Predator Plant Dragostapelia. Just super generic. This could be in your Super Poly slot as well. And then we were running one of these. This is a new card that's absolutely insane. It's not a Chimera card, but it might as well be. It's a generic fusion monster, and this card, I love this card. I love the art of this card. This card is absolutely insane. But it's a Fiend fusion monster, and the requirements are 1 monster from the extra deck and 1 monster in the hand. So you cannot use Super Poly, unfortunately, for this card, but that does not matter. It says you can target 1 polymerization spell or fusion spell in your graveyard, place that card on the bottom of the deck, then draw 1 card. So you're putting 1 good card to the bottom of your deck and drawing 1 card. Pretty nice little upstart there. And it says when another card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can banish 1 polymerization spell or fusion spell from your graveyard. The target 1 card on the field, destroy it. It's not a negate, so it doesn't actually, negate the cards. But if your opponent's going to activate like a Tenki or something like that, or a Planet, Pelourinho, and the Birth effect, able to activate popping that, cast JR Birth, and just saying GG's to that, as well as, able to pop the good old Arise Heart. I think this card is going to be coming up. If you don't have this card, definitely pick it up because you're going to want to keep this card, or keep an eye on this card at least. Granted, this is a super, so it's very cheap. Just pick up your copy and be safe. Then for the Super Poly targets, we are on the 1 Mud Dragon, as well as the 1 Garua. Not much to say about these. And for the 15th card in the deck, I'm testing out the Cross Sheep. So yes, you have 2 cards in your deck that do lock you into fusion summoning. But if you're able to get this out, you're able to go so much pluses because you're able to fusion summon out any monster and then reborning. Let's say you have Mirror Jade in the graveyard because your opponent outed it, or you edited it with your Guardian Chimera here. And then you make a Cross Sheep during the follow-up turn. You bring out, say, a Dragostapelia here. Cross Sheep can activate, bring back the Mirror Jade, absolutely free. Bringing back any of these monsters, they're all huge monsters. So bringing back a Dragostapelia, bring back a Garua, Mirror Jade, or even a Guardian Chimera. Guardian Chimera is a 33 body. Being able to attack for that is just absolutely nice. And, a lot of the times you'll have 2 bodies onto the field. Like, for example, any of your illusionist monsters that tag out. You can use them either on the field or in graveyard. So if you don't want to use them to fusion summon your Chimeras, you can just link them off into a Cross Sheep and just go plus from there. That's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is obviously a brand new testing deck. It is not as heavy in the branded that it could possibly be. That video will be coming soon. But if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. It helps the channel a lot. We're on the road to 5K. Hopefully hit that before the end of the year. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.